Hi. Hi. I decided today that I'm gonna do a little sit-down video, a little sit-down crochet with me kind of video. I'm currently working on a top and I'm making the sleeve for it right now. And yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, just crochet and chit chat with you guys because I think that sounds like a fun idea. And it gives me an excuse to just sit down and crochet for a bit because sometimes I get a little too caught up in my phone or in doing other things. So this is going to be a nice little way to sit down, relax, chit chat, and also crochet with you guys. I found this pattern online. I think I mentioned it in my last video. Nope. I have a kitty cat who loves yarn, so he's probably going to be in and out of the frame for trying to attack the yarn. But I found this tutorial on YouTube. I can link it below, or I can like add in a little something over here of where I found it, but it's super cute. It's like a little mesh summery thing to put over yourself, and I'm gonna modify it just a little bit because the sleeves right now are just kind of like straight down, but I kind of want them to be just a little flared at the very end. So I'm gonna add just a few increases towards the end just to flare the sleeves out a little bit. But other than that, I really like this pattern so far. It's super easy to work up. I just so happen to have the exact same yarn that the girl had in the video because I had bought a ton of, sorry if I'm not looking at you also, I cannot, I'm not skilled enough yet to do the whole like crochet without looking at it thing, so I'm not going to try because I cannot. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I already had the yarn. So I was working on something like kind of a while ago, and I had bought a ton of the Hobie cotton yarn. What is it specifically? It's the Hobie Rainbow 100% cotton, and this is in color 98. So yeah, I bought a bunch of this yarn. No, you can't have the yarn. I bought a bunch of that yarn because I thought I was gonna make these like patterns I found. I actually bought them, and I still might try to make it again. I made one of them, but I made it too small because in my head, I'm still a small. I'm not. So I made a small and it did not fit me, and so I just gave up on it and I haven't remade it, and it's just like kind of a bummer because I really like wanted to make something. It was like a little tank top, but the pattern stitching was just like a little too much for me. I was still very beginner at that time, and this, you're being a menace. You're being a menace. You can lay down, but stop being a menace. Okay. Sorry, I have a kitty cat now. The stitching was just like too hardcore for like me as a beginner. It was like, do a double crochet and then in the like bottom loop of the double crochet put in a single crochet, and then do that throughout the entire row of however long it's going to be, and then when you flip it over we're going to do another single or another stitch of a different sort. And this yarn is tiny, so it was just taking forever to make it, and I just gave up as soon as it didn't fit. When I like, because I made like the body part of it, I just needed to make the straps and like finish up the edges. And as soon as I finished the body part and it didn't fit, I was like, I'm not doing this again. So then I tried making a shirt for my boyfriend from the same girl with the same stitch, and I was like, this is it's too much. It's too much. Like, I was gonna have to make a large, and this yarn is, it's a 1 weight, super fine, 1. So it was like literally gonna take me forever, especially because of that stitching. It's not a hard stitch, it's just like over and over and over again of the same stitch. Like, it's kind of just a lot of stitch in one like round. I don't know, I just kind of gave up on it because I couldn't physically do it anymore. I actually think I have part of it over here, but I was only on the front panel and I wasn't even halfway through the front panel, and I just kind of gave up on it. So that's a whip I might finish one day, but maybe not, because I don't even know if my boyfriend will wear it. Like, that's the thing also, is I'm afraid I'm gonna make him something, and if he doesn't wear it, I'm gonna be like, okay, do you know how long that took me to make? You have to wear it all the time. Yeah, so I've kind of decided I don't want to make very many garments with crocheting. But then I'm making this, and I might make another one because I like this green color, but I have a cream color in this also, and I think I'd wear the cream color just a little bit more. I don't know why I picked the green up and thought like, I'm gonna go with this. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make another one. I also think I might make my boyfriend's sister one because she lives in California, and I think she would really like something like this. But I'll see her next weekend, and I will figure out her sizing. I think we're around the same size, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But I just want to make sure it fits her. If I can get one sleeve done and like see if it fits her right, then I can then go from there. But I thought about making her one of these, which would be kind of cute, you know. I'll see what color she wants, and then we can go from there. I love making stuff for people. I feel like I haven't made my boyfriend anything. I'm actually gonna go to Walmart today and get some of the, it's like the Lily sugar and cream knockoff, or like it's probably made in the same factory, but they call it peaches and cream. I have some right here. Peaches and cream. Oh my gosh, focus! There we go. Except I'm gonna get different colors. I got this because I want to make a top eventually with it. I really love Passionate Kelsey's tops that she has. And so I want to make maybe something from her. I've already made something from her, and I literally never wear it. But that's just because I'm an older lady. I'm in my 30s, and I cannot be wearing crop tops like what I made. So next time I'm gonna make it longer. I still am okay with like my back showing and my arm showing. It's just like my stomach is just, you know, every lady has her little insecurities, and mine is my stomach. And I don't want a crop top that's like right under my boob, because that makes me feel uncomfortable. And like I said, I'm getting older, and I need to start like dressing a little bit more appropriately for myself. So I don't want to wear crop tops that are crazy, unless I'm going to like the beach or something. But I haven't been to the beach, so I just haven't been able to wear it. I almost wore it to the Renaissance Festival. That would have been cool. I just like couldn't think of an outfit for it though. It didn't like flow with the outfit I was like wanting to wear. Oh, I do plan on doing some prep work for the Renaissance Festival. There's one in North Carolina. I live in Tennessee, and there's one in North Carolina in November, and my birthday's in November, and I kind of want to go to the Renaissance Festival in North Carolina for my birthday, because that could be so much fun. And I'm really like feeling like my outfit is finally coming together really well. I'm also the slowest crocheter, by the way, so just don't mind how slow I'm going. But I've gotten like an outfit I really like together. I made a skirt this past time. I just tore a bunch of fabrics apart and made like a little fairy skirt, and then sewed it onto some elastic, and I really loved that for this past Renaissance Festival, because every year I go, I always wear like something I got off Amazon, which is fine, but I'm crafty. Like, why am I not making my outfit? And so I decided to make my outfit this past time, and I really loved it. And then I just got a top at the thrift store and modified it a bit because it had like some frillies at the bottom, so I cut that off so you wouldn't see that. And then I bought some cute boots. So I'm really happy with my outfit. I made a purse. It was like a little acorn purse, but I think I'm gonna make something else because that was just not very functional, and I think I want something else. And then I want to make a belt pouch for like my phone. My phone is ginormous. I have the 14, I think. I only got it because my dad gave it to me. Originally I just had like an 11 or something, and he just gave me this, and I love this phone. It's great, but it's huge. It's freaking huge. And so if I'm like dressed cute and I don't want to carry a purse, or I want to carry like a small purse, I have to think about my phone. And I unfortunately put that burden on my friend this past year because she made a cute little pouch for her waist, and I was like, can you just put this in your pouch, even though it's like freaking heavy and like huge? And she was like, yeah. But I don't want to do that again. I want to be able to have my phone on me also, you know, for like pictures, and I don't like, if I want to take some videos or something, then I have my phone on me. And so I want to make like a pouch for my belt for the Renaissance Festival, but that is for another day because the Renaissance Festival is not until November, and I have a lot of other plans before that. So yeah, doing a lot of traveling coming up. It's kind of nuts. Like, I didn't fly until 2 years ago. Like, I'd never been on a plane before until like 2 years ago, literally. I went to Massachusetts with my boyfriend, and then we went to California to visit his sister for Christmas. And so that was like my first time, like first year on a plane. And this year we have so many flights coming up. We have, we're going to Salt Lake City next weekend, which is going to be super cool. I've never been to Salt Lake. We're going to Park City, so outside of Salt Lake, but yeah, we're going to Salt Lake. We're flying in at least. I'm really excited for that. It's only like 2 days that we're going to be there, but it's still going to be really cool. And then at the end of this month, we're going to Virginia Beach to visit my boyfriend's friends. And then next month, we're flying overseas. And then I was like, for my birthday, I'm still like, there's nothing special happening. It's not a special birthday. It's just, you know, sometimes you want to do something for your birthday. And I was like looking at flights, and I was like, man, flights to Seattle are pretty cheap at that time. Or like flights to New York are also pretty cheap at that time. So I'm like looking into flights myself. I am a nervous flyer, but I'm trying to get better about it because I want to fly. I want to go places. I don't want to just driving. I used to love driving, and I still do love driving. Like, it's still something, like road trips are still really fun. It just takes so long to get to places sometimes. And I don't want to drive for 10 hours for a weekend. Like, I probably would have done that in my early to mid 20s, but now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, I just want to get there and enjoy my time and relax. I don't want to have to like think about the drive. But yeah. Are you guys going on any trips this summer? Any fun activities coming up? Anybody going overseas or anywhere? Also this week we have like some really exciting plans. It's Saturday right now, and we are going to Atlanta tonight to see a show. We're gonna see Hiatus Coyote. I don't know how to say it. I know her music, I just don't know her name. And I don't know her music that well. My boyfriend wanted to go, so we're gonna go to Atlanta. We're gonna go to like a revolving sushi place. Love revolving sushi places. I really can't wait to go to Japan eventually to get into one of the revolving sushi places that is cheap. Like, it is not cheap in the United States because every plate's like $3 or something like that. So expensive. And we go a little too hard every time, so I'm gonna really try to like contain myself. But yeah, we're gonna go to a revolving sushi place today, and then we're gonna go to the show. So we're driving to Atlanta at some point today, And then we're gonna drive back home tonight, which is nuts, but we're gonna drive back home tonight, and then we're gonna drive tomorrow to North Carolina, because on Tuesday, we have like a local bookstore called McKay's, and McKay's has 5 locations, and their 50th anniversary is coming up, and they're doing this huge event where if you visit all 5 locations in one day, you have to go that day and visit all 5 locations, you get $800 in store credit. And it's not it's not per car or like per couple or something. It's per person. Every person gets $800 if you visit all 5 locations. And I'm not saying it's not a task. This is going to be quite the task. It is, I think, 9.5 hours to 10 hours of driving. We have one in Chattanooga, but we decided that we want to start in North Carolina and then end in Chattanooga. Obviously, we want to be home that evening. But we're going to drive up tomorrow, Sunday, to the place where it like starts pretty much. And we're going to stay the night. We're going to work in that town on Monday, and then Tuesday we'll start the drive. But yeah, you have to visit every location that day, and you have to just like pop in, get a little stamp in your book, and then I guess when you get to the end, you get your prize, which is gonna be super, super cool. We're gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna get like a ton of snacks for it, so we don't have to stop and like get any food. We'll still have to stop and get gas and like use the bathroom, but we're gonna try to limit our stops as much as possible. So yeah, we're gonna fully pack up the car with snacks and activities, because I don't think we're gonna work that day. I think we're just gonna take the day off, since it's gonna be so much driving in the car that being on your laptop's kind of awful. So I think we're gonna take the day off and just drive, and we'll be switching back and forth and whatnot, but it's gonna be really cool. Like, I'm really excited to say that I did this, like but by the time their 100th anniversary comes around, I'm gonna be old or dead, so it's cool to think that I get to participate in this big event for them. And we love McKay's. We go there all the time. It's a used bookstore in our area, and they have games, and they have electronics, and they have like the buyback system where if you bring in stuff, you can get like cash credit towards books there, or just cash, depending on what you want. But yeah, it's really cool. It's gonna be super sick. I'm just curious of like how many people are actually gonna do all 5 locations. I've seen like them post about it, and we're probably gonna be posting all about it on Tuesday. I'm gonna try to get this video out before, but yeah, if I do get this out on like Monday and you're interested in our travels, updates on our trip's gonna be there, or we're just gonna like be posting probably a bunch of stuff about it, because it's gonna be really fun. So yeah, if you're ever so inclined to keep up with that, just follow me on Instagram. And yeah, do any of you live in the Southeast and have a McKay's? It's only in North Carolina, Tennessee, and that's it, as far as I know of. I mean, I have to know of, because there's only 5 locations. 2 in North Carolina, 3 in Tennessee, and 1 happens to be where I live. So yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. And also going to North Carolina tomorrow is gonna be super fun. Getting to work in like a little town is so fun. I just like enjoy going to like a small coffee shop in a new place and being able to like hang out and work there. I love, my boyfriend's job is like based in Atlanta, and so sometimes we go down there and I'll go with him, and I just love just going down with him and finding little coffee shops to work at for the day. Or like I found a workspace one time down there that was like really cool and just so like nice. It was so nice. It was so comfortable. Like they had coffee and snacks and kombucha, and like if you went downstairs there was just like a food court, which was really cool. And so I'm always like wishing that Chattanooga had something like that, but they don't. I mean, they have probably workspaces, but they're just not as cool as that. Like, that was so cool to know that you can just go downstairs and get food and then just go right back upstairs and work again. is just really nice. Like Chattanooga's food options are just not very good. Sometimes it's like a big bummer because you really want something specific and you cannot find it here, or there's only like one of them and it's always busy. We just like have a lot of American food, which is fine. Like a lot of hamburgers, a lot of pizza places. Like it's fine, but we just don't have like a big variety of like foreign foods. Like we have a couple like really nice sushi spots, so they're just like expensive. Or we have, I don't know, we really don't have that much Mediterranean food here, or like we have some Indian food, but like not really. I don't know, it's just kind of a bummer. We go to like other cities sometimes and I'm always like, oh, I wish our food scene was so much better in Chattanooga. Like I just sometimes wish that they would stop building apartments and coffee shops. Gosh, we have a lot of coffee shops here. It's like every month I feel like a coffee shop is opening, and then it like closes down because there's just too many. There's too many options, and the ones that have lasted, they're there for a reason. They're good. So we just don't need any more coffee shops. We need more delicious foods. I guess I should ask the question also of what are you guys making, if anything? Are you guys making some clothing? Are you guys making some tapestries? Just some household items? Do you do markets? Do you make stuff for markets? Do you like amigurumi? Gosh, I can't say that. Amigurumi? I'm not a big amigurumi person. I haven't made anything amigurumi, but it just doesn't appeal to me. Just like when I look at it, it's just not like the thing I'm like drawn towards. And I think if I ever did a market, I still wouldn't make any amigurumi. I think I would just make like clothes, or like not clothes, but like bandanas or hair ties or bags. I really want to make like a mesh bag like this material, like this mesh style with like a thicker strap. That's something I really want to do. I feel like I found a tutorial recently for something like that, and I'll probably make it like a market bag, but I don't want like colorful. I don't know, I'm not a super colorful person. Obviously I'm wearing black and white right now, so I just tend to like sticking with pretty neutral colors. And so sometimes I see stuff that people make and I'm like, I just don't think I'd wear it. Like I just don't see myself wearing like something super colorful. Like a lot of times crochet is like almost 70s themed coloring, which is fine, totally fine. If that's your thing, then you are lucked out because there's a lot of like 70 themed crochet patterns. But I want like more modern patterns. I want like more neutral patterns. I'm always looking for like more neutral stuff, or like something pretty neutral to make. Like I don't want an extravagant pattern as well. So sometimes that's a little hard to find, but you know, that's okay. What works for people? I'm not making, you know, patterns, and so I have nothing to say, you know, about it. Like if people who made the pattern like this specific style, then who am I to say anything? I literally am not making patterns. If you crochet and you're watching this video, which I am assuming if you're watching this video you crochet, do you have one of these little like rings? I can't show, it's on my finger. I don't know why I'm not taking it off. Let me take it off. It's like so you can like wrap your yarn around your finger, or like around the ring instead of your finger, and it helps to like kind of save your finger for not hurting too much. Because I found when I work with this specific yarn, again, it's really, really fine yarn, so it's just a lot, and I don't crochet like other people. I pulled it out, no. I don't crochet like other people, as in I don't like have I don't like lift my finger and like do that. I don't do that. I just don't think it feels right. I do it like for the chains sometimes, but for the most part when I'm crocheting, I just hold the yarn with my whole hand, or like the project with my whole hand, and then I just keep the yarn like pretty flat to the project. And I thought this was really strange. Like the first time, or like I've been doing it this way since I started, the finger up way just never felt comfortable. And so I thought it was weird that I was doing it because I've never seen anyone else do it until recently. I saw Blondie Knots does that kind of method. So I thought that was really neat that I finally I finally found somebody else that does like the same way I do it, which is kind of cool. And it's also just like reassuring to know that like I'm doing it my way. Like I was getting in my head about it being kind of weird that I was doing it different than everyone else, but now seeing like somebody else do it made me feel like better. Because it just doesn't feel natural for me with the finger up. I don't know. Do you have a preferred method? I also have tried, so this is the knife grip, and I've tried like the pencil. I think that's how you do it. I don't know how you guys do that. That is wild to me. Obviously, like, it's just different, so that's why it just feels so weird. It would be like if I wrote with my left hand, or if I crocheted with my left hand. Like, it feels so weird, but some people do it, you know? Like, that's just their, like, way that they do things. And in my mind, I'm like, that's crazy. I like seeing people do the pencil method. It just looks so odd. Because I don't see it very often. I feel like it's just very odd looking, but it's cool at the same time because this is like very standard, I feel like, but just seeing somebody who's able to like, it just looks so elegant. I don't know why, I just think it's so cool. If you crochet, do you do the pencil grip? If you do, I'm super intrigued. I tried to do like a few stitches on this project actually with the pencil grip, and it was not good. It took me like 2 times the amount of time to do one stitch that it like would normally take me, and I'm already slow, so I'm reading a book. I think I talked about it in my last video. I'm reading A Court of Thorn and Roses, and I am pretty far into the first book. I'm actually, I think I already said I'm going to Walmart today to get some stuff, and I'm gonna get the second book because I'm pretty far into the first one. And I have some thoughts, for sure. I definitely have some thoughts. My book's right here. Pretty far. I don't know if you can see my bookmark is here. This is the beginning of the book. This is where I am. So, pretty far. Not that much off of being finished. And to be fair, with how much we're going to be driving over the next few days, I'm 100% going to finish the first book. And I could have got it on Kindle. I actually did get it on Kindle, but I wanted the physical copy because I'm already reading a book on my Kindle. And I try to only keep one book on my Kindle that I'm reading actively, and then one physical book. And I'm actually reading this more than my Kindle book right now, which is like fine. My Kindle book is a book club book, so I need to start reading that, but it's Go As a River, I think is what it's called. It's my book club book for the month with my friends. I've not been reading that. I need to read that. Luckily, we have a flight coming up, and I will just bring my Kindle on the flight and read. But yeah, or I'll read on our drive. We have like a lot of driving time on Tuesday, so I'm definitely gonna be reading quite a bit. But anyways, Court of Thorn and Roses. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not gonna like obviously give any spoilers away because that would be disgusting. And I know a lot of people have read this, but a lot of people haven't. Like, I was really late to the train of reading it, so I'm not gonna like go and tell like somebody what it is about when I really honestly don't know at the moment. All I'm gonna say is, I think her name is Feyre. Super annoying. She's super annoying. Like, I had to like look up on Reddit if it was gonna get any better, and people were like, no, she's annoying through the whole book. But the story is so good that you should keep reading. And so, I'm gonna keep reading. She is annoying. She's calmed down a bit. She was very annoying at the very beginning of the book. And she's calmed down a little bit, but I know she's still annoying. Like, there's still little like subtle hints of annoyingness. The story, it's fine. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little Twilighty. That's how I'm getting Twilight vibes. So, I don't know. Obviously, Twilight was over a course of 5 books, and this, why I'm saying it gives me Twilight vibes is because of something that happens in like the 3rd or 4th Twilight book, and this is happening in the 1st book, so I'm sure the series gets like onto a better path. I don't know though, because I've heard like the first 2 books are really good, and then it just gets into like smutty romance. I'm not gonna form any opinion right now because I have to read it. Everybody's opinions are different on books, and I might love this book, even if it does get a little weird. A little smutty. Other than that, I'm enjoying it. I think the story's good so far. I'm interested. I'm like reading any chance I get for the most part, unless I'm crocheting or I'm on my phone. I'm trying to get better at not being on my phone though. Have you read A Court of Thorns and Roses? Please let me know your thoughts and feelings, because I'm intrigued on knowing what anyone thinks about this. The whole reason I picked it up is because I have a friend who was like, you haven't read it, you have to read it. And I was like, okay. Like, I just wasn't reading it because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, but I trust her opinion, so I'm gonna read it. And if you're not reading, if you haven't read it, what are you reading right now? I want to know. I'm always looking for book recommendations, because sometimes I get in like a weird spot with books where I'm like, I don't know what I want to read right now. Sometimes I want like the shortest book ever, but I still want like a good story. And sometimes I want something that's a little bit more complex, which is why I'm okay with reading this story right now. It's a little bit more complex in like story building. Obviously it's like 5 books or something, so a lot of story building. But I used to be like a huge fantasy person. That was like my genre of choice. I never read anything else except fantasy. Like, I read all of like Robin Hobb's books, Brandon Sanderson's books. I've read Patrick Rothfuss's books. I named my cat after Kavoth, because I love that book so much. I hope we get a 3rd one eventually. But yeah, I was a huge fantasy person, and then I was like, you know what, I'm a little tired of fantasy. Like, fantasy is a lot. It's always a series. It's always at least 3 books, which is great. Series are fun, but they're usually huge books. Like, sometimes they're like, I mean, the freaking Brandon Sanderson books are, those books are massive. And I actually read them all in like 2020, and then the final, I don't know if it's the final book, but the last book he came out with that series came out like a year or so after that. And so I just have to like, I didn't read it because I kind of was reading so much other fantasy at that time that I cannot remember. I lost everything. I lost all of the information from that book, those books. I do not remember what happened. I kind of remember the characters, but at the same time not really. And so I'm gonna have to like reread that series so I can finish off the last book that came out, because I just genuinely, I tried to start it and then I was like, I don't remember anything. Like, I don't remember the magic system. I don't remember the story of where it had left off in the last book. I barely remember the characters. Like, I just read like too much fantasy at one time, and so everything was getting really jumbled. And so I want to pick it up eventually, but I'm breaking away from fantasy for a while, because I just really want to read other things. Smaller books, shorter series, The Sarah J Maas book is the first like series I've picked up in a while. And I don't plan on flying through it, but at the same time there's no guarantee. Like I said, I have so many trips coming up, lots of plane time coming up, so definitely going to be reading quite a bit, which is another reason I got into the Sarah J Maas series, because it's nice to know that like if I do go somewhere and I finish a book, there's probably going to be a book, there's probably going to be one of the other books in like a bookstore in a town that I'll go to, or I can get it on my Kindle. I have this weird thing happening with this yarn where I think I kept this yarn in a bag next to my window. I think it got kind of sun bleached, or I don't know. This is the same color lot as the other stuff I got, so it just doesn't really make sense. But this part is so soft and this part is like not soft, and you can tell a difference. This is like really plump looking and this is really like scraggly looking. But I've already gone so far with it that I'm not gonna undo it. So I'm hoping when I like wash it and like lay it out to dry, it will like get some life back into itself. I don't know what's going on with it though. It's very strange. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it here. I think that this is a good amount of time to spend chit-chatting with you guys. I'm sorry if I didn't really talk about anything or about myself or anything. I'm just not sure what people want right now. I just thought it would be fun to make a little chit-chat crochet with me video, because it's like hanging out with a friend, you know? I love watching other people do this kind of video. I love just, I don't even crochet sometimes while watching them. I'll be working, and I just really love when I'm watching a video like this and it feels like you're hanging out with a friend who they're doing all the talking, but it's kind of nice because sometimes you just want to sit and chill and like crochet, and having somebody chit chat with you is nice. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. I would love to make this maybe into a series or into every once in a while whenever I just feel like it, or I want to get a project done, or I want to continue on a project. This gives me an excuse to sit down and just work on my projects also. But yeah, let me know if you like this video. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I literally can never ever thank anyone enough for how appreciative I am for whoever watches these videos. It's so cool just to see people who want to watch my videos and like are invested in my content right now, because you start a YouTube channel and you really just don't think it's gonna have like go anywhere, but I just love making videos, so I'm just happy to put something out there. I don't care how many people watch it, I don't care how many people interact with it, but if you just enjoy a little bit of this video, that just tickles me, you know. But yeah, I will get this video out as soon as possible. If you are interested in our McKay's road trip, please follow me on Instagram. I will also probably make a little video of our weekend away because it's just fun and it's gonna be a fun trip to film. Yeah, just like, subscribe if you feel like it, leave a comment below, let me know what you're working on, let me know if you've read ACOTAR or your feelings or what you're reading, because I'm really looking always for book suggestions. And have a good weekend, guys. Thanks so much, or weekday, whatever day you're watching this, and thanks so much for being here.